What's good, everybody? We are here with week number 2, Mobile Mayhem Battle Royale. We are joined by the one and only D Hitman. We've
Yes,
had a couple of technical issues tonight, which hopefully we'll be able to get squared away. The display for the game might be a little bit different from usual, but it will be the same fantastic gameplay. And I do believe we have all of our teams loaded in and ready to go. I'm not sure if we have an official standings, and it looks like we don't as of right now, so we'll probably have to kind of toggle in between some of the results that we do have over on Twitter, on the official Mobile Mayhem Twitter account. Andy, we are good to go ahead and start whenever you are. I'm currently in one of the spectator slots, so obviously last week you guys saw, especially if you followed along on Twitter, we had Wicked Esports in the number 1 and 2 spots, so definitely a really big performance for them. One player to definitely keep an eye on is Merely from MIP. I believe he was actually the top fragger for the week so far, so that's definitely going to be another thing to keep an eye on, but lots of action ahead of us. We got everybody in the lobby. Hitman, what are you looking forward to most today?
well, we have two Wicked teams here today. We have the Wicked Esports, which is the main team, the pro team. However, last week, Wicked Elite actually took number 1 place by 5 points. So that's actually a shock because Wicked Elite is the second team of theirs. So we'll see if actually Wicked Elite can keep up that momentum, or if Wicked Esports will have a good showing, because Wicked Esports did have one game where they struggled quite a bit. No points, actually, during that second game. So that's going to be very important. However, there's a lot of good teams in here. Like you mentioned, MIP, one of the solid teams. But we'll see if any other teams can maybe pick it back up compared to last week. So what are you excited to look at?
I'm excited to see the underdogs. I think MIP is definitely going to be one of the teams we got to keep an eye on, especially with Merely performing as well as he has been. We've actually got the game ready to go, so we'll go ahead and make the switch on over here as we do see the game underway.
Yep. Looks like we have a platform, which MIP does typically go on. So I don't know if it's going to be the same thing, since it is kind of far out towards the bottom of the map, but we'll find out.
Yeah, it looks like they might be missing a player, so that would definitely impact their performance. We are working on getting everything situated with the emulator. Is for some reason, after the update, it just decided it didn't want to work. Still got the same fantastic gameplay for you guys, though, and it looks like MIP is currently running pretty close to, I believe, Aphelion Esports, as they're on the way into docks right here.
Yep.
Could potentially have a clash, as both of those teams are toward the top of the leaderboards and definitely both looking to make a splash here. We'll see who's able to come out on top, as we really got everybody spread out all across this map. Merely picks up a gun, very nearly gets a knock, but he's not able to get it quite yet.
Yeah, with that BK, that should have been a really nice kill, especially since it doesn't have much recoil in the first 10. They did change something noticeably in this new patch, so that's going to be important to note, that ADS bullet spread accuracy has been basically not taken out, but doesn't impact as much. There's going to be a little bit more horizontal recoil, so that's going to be kind of important. We do have the entire team together, but remember, it's going to be a 3v4 situation here. AE is a good team, so we do have actually a lot of people. Nobody landed on the platform, which is going to be shocking, but we have quite a few people in Crash, quite a few people in Diner, Kill House, but a few kills. B-Nates, actually, Crypto Fear, that team is a team that I'm interested in looking towards, since B-Nate is a friend of the channel, as well as Crypto. We've known him for a little bit now. So.
Yep, and we do have everybody still alive for Merely, and I believe for Aphelion Esports as well. Nobody really going down right here. We do also have Team 5 losing one player already. BOT does have Acer still alive right here. He's got 1 kill on the board, trying to win the low ground gunfight, which is not an easy one to win. He's actually going to get shot in the back here as well. Somehow doesn't get knocked by the initial shots, but IJ going to hop around the corner from IG, and he's going to be able to find a frag. So only 1 player remaining for BOT. This is a team that had won 1 game already and definitely would like to be able to do some more, but with 3 players down, only 1 alive, and not a whole lot of opportunity to pick up the tags, not looking like they're in a great spot. We'll see if he can make something happen But we will go ahead and hop on back to Docs, as we do already have 2 players dead for Aphelion Esports, and they're going to be looking to pick up those tags, and it looks like Citrus actually able to pick up 2 kills so far for MIP.
So it looks like Royale is kind of swan diving onto another player. I think he's going to be right there. If he can actually manage to pick up this kill, that's going to be really huge. But he is potatoing, gets knocked by Mr. T right there. So that's going to be kind of tough. It's going to be a 2v2 in that situation. That would have been really sick if you couldn't have picked up that kill. We do have Citrus who managed to get his refrag, so that's going to be huge. 1v2 situation right there. So we'll see what happens. Probably going to grab tags if I was it.
Yeah, it looks like they're situated pretty well. Merely was able to get Raul's tags right there, so they are not really hurting. And currently 1 player remaining in Gora for AE. He's going to be trying to do his best. Oh, actually, no tags to be gotten right here. So a really tough spot for him to be in. Actually, so looking at the map, it looks like there are tags that are down, but looking up at the top right, it says that there's not any that can be picked up. So I'm not sure which of those is correct, but obviously 3 kills off the start for MIP. Good spot for them to be in with their teammate on the way back in. Not too much to worry about. We do see VIP picking up a couple frags right there. Cora actually trying to get away, but he's going to run into a wall. That's going to be another easy frag for Citrus, and now 4 kills for him to start the game off.
Actually, Mirrorly's team, MIP, is actually really well situated. Not only do they have cleared out docks, there's a chip terminal right next to them, and an airdrop just landed. So they'll be able to not only get his teammate back, get the chip terminal, which it looks like they're trying to go for, and maybe potentially even go for that airdrop. It's kind of a little far. We'll see what happens here, but it's most likely going to be an airdrop, because with these loadouts, it's very important, especially with. But the AK did get nerfed, so we got to remember that. Both AKs got nerfed today. So.
Taking a look at bot, it looks like Turbo was actually able to get all of his teammates at least back onto the revive phase. So if he can stay alive for another 35 seconds, they will be good to go, and he'll actually have all of his teammates back, which is huge. It looks like Team 19 and IG content to get their 3 kills and go ahead and start making the rotation on into zone. They're set up pretty well right now. We do actually have Wicked Esports on a collision course with, I believe, Team 7, CYN right here. Church going to be able to get the initial knock onto Frank. That's going to put them in a 4v2, as it looks like right now CYN down. Actually, now a couple players, as Frank's going to get eliminated as well. Looking to be a 4v1 with obviously the last remaining CYN player trying to get away just so he can maybe make his way on back and try to pick up teammates' tags. Church in hot pursuit right now, trying to make something happen. Obviously ideal for them, as we do actually have a drop that fell right in the middle of Harbor, and perfect placement for this Wicked Esports team that I can't remember is either at the number 1 or 2 spot heading out of week number 1, so they're definitely situated well. They got all their players alive. They got the truck, which was a recent addition to Battle Royale, and definitely going to be interested to see how some of these Battle Royale changes affect the way that some of these players play the game.
So yeah, Wicked Esports is second place just by 5 points. Wicked Elite, which is the second team, down by 2. The truck is good, however, you can't get the entire team. It's not like Warzone when you stand in the back, you basically don't move. In this game, if you jump, if you shoot, you just fall off the back. So you gotta keep that in mind. As you saw, Wicked Sun just fell off as he's on a truck. So he could actually go on top if he wanted to. He can, or on the second seat. There is a second seat in there. So just curious to see why he's not doing that. We actually have a MIP 4 kills on Citrus. Citrus essentially wiped that whole team.
Yeah, that was a huge start for them. They're not too far back in the standings right now, so not in a bad situation at all, but down a player off the start, you got to be a little bit extra cautious. It was huge for them to be able to get those initial kills, and hopefully as the night goes on, they'll be able to pick up that missing player. We do actually have them right next to 1 player for Wicked Esports, so it's a little bit of an odd situation. I'm not really sure how that ended up happening. And it looks like, I'm trying to figure out who it is. Maybe that was just lag on my screen or something, because I just switched POVs and now there's nobody there. But from what the map is showing that there's a Wicked Esports player right there.
Yeah, that's what I saw too. I was confused too, but it is what it is. We actually have so many people outside the zone. If you take a look, Team 17, 16, and 6, all outside the zone. So that's going to be a clash waiting to happen. Actually, not many people have died yet. Only 14 people have died, and we've been in this game for probably around 5-10 minutes now. So pretty impressive to say that a lot of people have survived, but I expect more people to get into fight. And a second airdrop for this Wicked esport team, picking up their second gun, so an AK in addition to probably a sniper, if I had to guess.
Yeah, we did have some pretty significant nerfs to the Arctic 50, at least in regards to stopping power, so interesting to see if that's still going to be the go-to. I was told there might have been some changes in the DLQ, although it wasn't listed in the patch notes, so that's always one of those things that you do have to be wary of. But right now it seems like they're set up pretty well. This big truck, aka the Bertha, definitely gonna be something to keep an eye out for, as it's a lot tankier than a lot of the other vehicles, and with them being able to set up on high ground right here, they're in a really good spot to try to zone hold some of these other teams, primarily BOT. They do have 2 kills on the board. We're able to get all their teammates back, but actually one player getting dropped already. Turbo does end up getting the trade onto Trump, and right now, Daddy for Infinity, only 5 HP. BOT trying to make the push on in, see if they can get the final kills, as they do get that one right there. And Trev gonna be the only one, but what a nade onto Acer. Could not have been placed any better. Megan TV gonna take out Omega, and I believe she's still alive. It's gonna be a 1v1, and it's gonna be Turbo coming out on top right here. Huge frag. And it looks like he's going to let Omega die. Wow, what a missed opportunity for him. And that could have been a really easy revive, but just wasn't aware of what was happening with his teammates' HP, and that's going to cost them a revive flight. Might be able to get a scan back in time and not end up costing them too much, and also means they're going to be able to come back with full health, so not necessarily a terrible option.
Yeah, I don't actually know when the revive flight's coming, but
it just got called back in.
Dang, so they just missed the flight.
No, they're on the flight.
Oh, okay, that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good. We take a look at team 16, 17, and 6 on the bottom right near farm. There's 3 teams right next to each other getting ready to fight. So that might be something that we want to take a look as Team A, Team VIP, as well as I believe that's Team DZ. So we do have quite a few people, especially Team VIP right next to Team DZ here. So I expect a lot of action to go down here.
Yeah, and we got Flashy with an M21 in hand. That's not a gun that we see used a whole lot, but he's got 3 kills on the board already, so obviously he knows what he's doing. Drunken able to get the frag onto Zaza right there. And VIP, 4 kills in total right now. 1 player right next to them. Seems like Flashy has a general idea as they try to make the push on in, get this final frag point. And right now they're just clearing the building section by section. DZ trying to get away, but not a whole lot of hope right now. They actually do have 3 players alive, so not a terrible situation, but we do also have Wani right next to Team 16, and it looks, I don't know if he's glitching or what's happening right here. We'll definitely take a look at a different perspective, as that is not what the game is supposed to look like. And right now, Team 16A looking to get the frag onto him as they're trying to zone hold DZ.
Yeah, B-Nates did pick up a kill, but Crypto did get taken down there, so it's going to start getting a lot spicier as we do have 13 teams remaining in such a small zone. Revive flight coming in about 15 seconds, so expect the count of players remaining to go up, as Team 16 is pretty content in holding this building, but Team 6 might actually get killed trying to push into this building. So it's going to be interesting. Ooh, hacker class coming in.
And we do have Kitsune for bot actually getting taken out outside of zone. That's going to be tough loss, or at least a knock for them. Definitely interesting. If I had to guess, they've got to be fighting somebody out there. That's not something that typically happens just by itself. Sun actually gets the knock onto Barry off the start. So we do have Wicked Main with 2 kills on the board already. And oh my gosh, not a good spot for IG right now. Very exposed, trying to get that drop. And Sun just causing issues with the Arctic 50 in hand. You can see they're getting driven over by team number 3 right there as well. And Sun's actually trying to take shots at that. If I'm Sun, I want to focus entirely on the team that's stuck in the middle of the field, because really at this point, Hive's trying to help you. They're trying to help you get some of those knocks and maybe make some of the kills a little bit easier. Somehow he has not been able to get any frags out of this so far, but Church with the Locust in hand is going to get the knock and finish. On to Try Me. Kublai taking out Biohazard as well. And right now, Wicked Esports main, 4 kills on the board. Really good positioning. They're able to zone hold for a little bit longer against IG. And Sun taking some shots onto what he believes to be a body. It actually isn't. And right now, IG just trying to get away, and Sun missing enough shots to make that possible, so it looks like they will be able to survive for the time being.
Yeah, Team 19 was able to get that out there with only one person dead, which in my opinion takes it as a dub. We actually have VIP right now getting 2 knocked as Church managed to pick up a kill. This is very important because those people are knocked. If it's not knocked by Wicked, they could potentially yoink some kills there as Church and Kublai pick up their kills each. So that's going to be really huge as Team 19 is going to be in the side of them. So they got to keep that in mind. Can't get pinched there.
Yeah, right now, Sun's just being a menace. He's trying to hold everybody that he possibly can, and you can see this is where the chaos is really going to be with so many different teams trying to make this rotation on into zone. He's only been able to get 2 kills so far. It's going to be tough to wipe an entire squad that's all moving together, especially with the way that movement has looked in the recent update. I don't know if that necessarily applies to Battle Royale as well. He is going to land a couple shots right there, and I don't know if his kill counter is going to be very high at the end of the game, but you know his damage counter is going to be up there, as we do have Kublai taking some shots cross-map as well. DRH, one of the guns that was added into the ground loot pool, so trying to lay down some shots, but obviously the ADS bullet spread on that, not going to make things very easy. He's going to go ahead, use that snowboard to make his way on into zone, and Wicked Esports should be able to set up on top of one of these hills and continue to cause issues.
Yeah, 36 people remaining. So it's fun to note that, yes, they're using the Arctic, and I feel like there's a gun that's coming out that's going to be game-changing in BR, in my opinion. The SPR, which seems to have pretty fast bullet velocity and does pretty decent damage. So that's something that I want to keep in mind. I hope it comes out within the next 2 weeks while we still have this BR season going. But Wicked doing some good work. It's going to be pretty hectic right now as the zone is basically at its last zone. We're not going to, I think after this one, we're not going to have any more revive play. So people are going to have to play a little bit more oh, Sun, one more hit. Oh, nice knock by Sun.
And we've actually got some crazy stuff happening over here. We have Citrus picking up kill number 5. Every kill for his team. And I think they actually just single-handedly... No, they didn't wipe out all of BOT. Turbo is still alive. He's got 4 kills on the board, but they got split up in a bad way. They're now going to have to try to make a rotation into zone. Going through the Sphere team alongside IG. B-Nade's able to take out IG Sketchy right there. And that was B-Nade's team. One of those teams that didn't really have a great performance in week number 1, but you can see they're popping off right now. 9 kills on the board. They still got a couple players alive. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to get the tags for these guys. And B-Nates may have actually managed to get it right there as his teammate taking some shots, really hoping not to get wall-banged. If he can get the adrenaline off, that's going to put him in a good position, as we know he's got the gun skill to be able to win some of these gunfights. And with one player pushing up, not... Oh my gosh, B-Nates doesn't win the gun. Oh, it is Sun with the third party right there. He comes flying on in. He said, let me get my free kills real quick. That's going to be 4 on the board for him, 11 in total for Wicked Main. And that's going to be a whole lot of free loot for them, as this north side of the zone is absolute chaos.
Yeah, Wicked 2 is actually picking up a kill. We actually have Kitsune picking up a kill on Sphere ranking, knocking them out of the top 10. Actually, they might just got top 9 or top 10 on that situation. But Wicked, second team, finally pick up some kills with 2 kills. So struggling a little bit in comparison to make it Wicked Main here. So check out and see what happens. The zone is tricky, and I believe we won't have any revive plays after this one. So we gotta be careful now.
Yeah, we do have Merely still alive. All 3 of their players, only 6 kills on the board. Merely, not quite the kills that he would like to have, but he's still got a few that he can potentially pick up. They're about to run right into Wicked Elite right here. Texas is going to get the knock and the kill onto Citrus right there. That's been the top fragger for MIP so far, and they're just going to go ahead and try to dodge, see if they can get some more of these placement points. Unfortunate for them that there are teams on every possible angle inside the zone. We do have the hacker class, making it so they can't really see the UAV earlier, and We actually got Wicked Main now making their way to the top of this hill, merely trying to get as many frags as he can as they do go ahead and make their way into zone. Finds one on the headshot off the start. 2 players remain for CYN. We do have Wicked Esports right over the crest of the hill, and Sun in perfect position. Church is actually going to get the knock. Merely, in turn, gets the knock onto him, and this is absolute chaos. Somehow, Merely stays alive. He gets the knock. The trade from Sun. He's still hanging in there, and Raul, now the only player remaining for MIP. Wicked Esports not in a good spot, and if Sun gets spotted right here by Raul with the shotgun in hand, it could be disaster. It looks like they are going to get the res off down below. Raul has a shotgun and an AK in hand, so he's able to get his teammates' tags. I don't think he can call them back in right now, so
Nope.
He's going to be all by himself, tries to get the adrenaline off, and it looks like at least for right now he'll be able to do it.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that MIP only had 3 players, but there's a team that only has 2 players that's still remaining. Team was an LDG with Amir and John. So if they can potentially just get points from it, that's going to be huge. Only 2 players in there, and maybe Amir might potentially just get himself killed here. And he does by Hive Bull, and actually Hive team looking good as well. But Wicked Main still have basically their entire team 3v3 is what 3v1 v2 v1. So John did get killed here, looking pretty solid for this Wicked team, as Sun does pick up a kill on Biohazard. Wicked Sun does pick up a kill on Raul as well. 3v1 situation. Bull.
Wow.
I don't think he'll clutch this, but pretty strong showing by this Wicked Main team. Almost 20 kills right now. That's insane.
And definitely, oh, he said, yeah, I'm not giving you guys any kills. I'm just going to take the L outside of zone. And it's going to be Wicked Main taking first place right there. I believe we did have MIP, who didn't have quite as many kills as it looked like they were going to have. Still coming top 3, so not a bad placement by any means. And, I mean, this team was in second place leading up to now. That is absolutely going to put them into first place, as Wicked Elite wasn't able to perform quite as well as they had in the overall matches for last week. Obviously, top 6, not a bad spot, but only 4 kills. Not going to quite measure up to the 17 of Wicked Main.
Yeah, 17 kills. We actually have Team 13 with 10 kills total. So it's good to see MSK with, not MSK, what team was that? Sorry, I got the wrong team. I had a team that had 10 kills, which was, I believe, oh yeah, it was Sphere. B8's team with 10 kills, so that's going to help them out a lot. 10 kills is 50 points, which is essentially the same as first place. But obviously we know this Wicked Main team with 17 kills, as well as the 15 points for winning. That's huge, but the fact that MIP got 3rd place, as well as LDG got 4th place. They're getting a lot of points despite being down multiple players. So that is very, very important. Very important.
Yeah, definitely a crazy game right there. Somebody's saying overlays aren't on. I think the majority of the overlays are on. It's just a little bit of a different appearance.
Oh, it's because you're on your iPad.
Yeah, I'm on the iPad, so obviously it's going to look a little different. I finally figured out what was the issue on the emulator, so it looks like we will be able to have the full screen gameplay for you guys, assuming
Sweet.
I can get in the next 2 minutes. Andy, just FYI, if I could get in on the emulator, that would make life a whole lot easier. But yeah, very, very crazy game number 1 right there, and I'm, from what I understand so far, going to be completely dependent on the Mobile Mayhem Twitter account for all the information that we're getting for the scores and everything. I don't think that it's in Discord. If you see it in Discord, let me know, and I can probably get it thrown up there. We're going to go ahead and run an ad real quick, and then after that we'll be back, and hopefully we will be good to go. This is one of the shorter ones, so we'll be back in like 2 seconds. I told you guys it would be 2 seconds. You probably did not believe me, but it was literally 2 seconds. Currently loading up the emulator, so we should be able to join the room momentarily. Thank you guys for your patience let's see if I can remember the correct Facebook account. Hitman, what are you expecting for game number 2?
Honestly, I still expect a very strong beginning from strong ending from Wicked Esports. Again, they played it very slow in the beginning, so it was good for them, but they managed to pick up and win their gunfights. I don't really know where the zone is, so it's really tough. But I would love to see B-Nate's team perform well again. They're one of those underrated teams. I love seeing B-Nate's performing well. He is one of the content creators that we've seen here. But noticeably, it's hopefully these teams that only have 3 to 2 players can get a full team up. So we'll see if that can happen. And yes, we actually did have a Wicked Elite. I think they have a few different players coming in today. They did struggle a little bit in comparison. They did get 6th place, I believe, but only like 5-6 kills. So that's gonna bring them down, as MIP did get a lot of kills, not a lot of kills, but a lot of points from the ranking in that last round. So there's actually some teams that we actually do have the standings from last week. If we take a look, I'll tell you guys who's number 1. We talked about it. Wicked Elite, number 1.
Andy, I am in the room, just FYI, so you can start whenever.
Nice. Yeah, we have Wicked Elite, which is number 1. Number 2 is Wicked Esports. MIP was 2nd place with 285 points. They're still pretty far behind, almost 85 to 90 points behind 1st and 2nd. Then we have IG Censored and Bullet on top in 5th place. IG Censored, which I don't exactly know which one is it. I guess it's IGC. If we see that, we'll find out. We have Affiliate Esports in 6th place. If we can just show that afterwards, then that'd be sick.
Yep.
So many teams. But Fear only had 35 points last week, so hopefully we'll see them do a little bit better.
The dog has been napping on my feet, and for the first little bit, it felt good, but now they're completely asleep, and I need a breather. Sorry, I was completely zoned out because I was so focused on getting into the room. I think we're good to go now, so hopefully the rest of the stream will go seamlessly. Do appreciate everybody hanging out for the Battle Royale portion of Mobile Mayhem. This will be going on for all of March, with the finals happening at the end of the month. And then next month, we will be returning to multiplayer. I'm interested to see what multiplayer is going to look like with the recent changes to Hardpoint, as obviously those change the way that competitive play works a lot. But obviously with Battle Royale, most of the good changes, I think people would say, that happened in the recent update were on the Battle Royale side of things. So a lot of people saying the AK-117, the AK-47 getting significant nerfs. They didn't seem to be too terribly significant, as for the most part, we still seem to see most people either running a shotgun in AK-47 or a sniper in AK-47. We might see a little bit of variation heading in, but obviously some addition of some vehicles as well. And it does look like MIP was able to get their final player in here, which is definitely a good sign, as well as that's one of the top contenders, and always want for those contenders especially to be the people that have the best, you want to see them give themselves a good shot at winning. So definitely good for them, especially being in that 3rd place spot on the way out of last week and heading on into the action this week. Definitely a good, solid performance off the start.
Yeah, it looks like also so did the other team that we were talking about. The team LDG did pick up their 3rd and 4th player. The only team that seems to not have their full team is Team Infinity 8. So it's gonna be should be a very fun game, as we do have 67 players in this lobby. I am excited for the MP changes. Notably, I don't think in Hardpoint we'll have as much as an anchor in the situations. So we'll see how that plays out. The movement changes, I don't think it's going to affect too much the pros. They'll have time to practice, and then they'll get used to it. The gun changes, we're not going to see any changes in the gun. We might see maybe some AS Val here and there. I doubt it.
Well, I think most of the changes that we'll see in regards to guns will be as the result of the bans that we put in place. So we have a ban on the Arctic 50, ban on LMGs, and ban on shotguns as well. So that's definitely, it'll change up the meta a little bit, but overall it'll still be mostly 3-shot ARs.
Did we ban all snipers or just the Arctic?
So we banned the Arctic, we banned respawn sniping, and we banned, we only allow 2 snipers in search and destroy.
They should do like a gentleman's agreement. like they do in the CDL. And just
I mean,
no
we
one's
tried a gentleman's agreement before, but nobody abided by it, so we just put it in the rules.
Man, why do you guys see, like, now you banned the shotguns, now I can't even play with the Mobile Mayhem team. Ah, dang.
But we do have lobby number 2 getting started right here, so more action coming at you guys momentarily.
Dun 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 dun.
Okay, Andy, I know that I saw the interview somewhere earlier today that I'm supposed to play later. Do you have any idea what Discord that was in? Because there's like 7 different Discords that Mobile Mayhem content gets sent to, and I'm currently having a difficult time pinpointing which of those it is. Just a quick question.
Rising up. Back on
NA broadcast.
NA broadcast. Oh, is it just higher up?
Should be on top. I saw it before.
Oh, there it is. All right, awesome. Thank you.
This
All right.
flight path is absolutely awkward. So awkward. It's basic on the bottom right. We're gonna have maybe people stretch to downtown to like Black Market, but overall should be pretty spicy drops.
We can land here.
I expect people to go to docks. Expect people to go to practice range, countdown. Some people to kill house. But oh my god, look at that bottom left. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, it looks like quite a few people trying to make that stretch. Actually, it looks like everybody's going to radar base. So you got all those different areas you can go to, and everybody said, okay, it looks like Team 12 actually saying, never mind, we're going to go ahead and make our way over to downtown. Team 17 going over to Black Market, but chaos going to ensue between, I believe, Team 7 and Team 8 as CYN and LDG both make their way on over to radar base.
If you look at the map right now, you can see that cluster of people going to Sakura or Kill House. That is...
Whoa, Sakura's going to be insane!
Yeah.
Oh my god, we gotta, oh wow,
Kill
somebody
House
already dead for CYN. We do have Infinity alongside a number of other teams making their way to Sakura. And it looks like those other teams are actually going to Heat right now. So that's going to be Team 16, Team 5.
Check out Kill House. Check out Kill House.
Oh my gosh!
My goodness.
Okay. We'll take a look at Kill House real quick.
Four teams at Kill House. Oh my goodness. What teams do we have? We have AE, we have MIP, we have DZ. Fear only has 1 player remaining in Dynex. Oh my goodness. We have also Team IG. Oh, IG, what is that? I think IG Sensor, this is the one. So, gosh dang, that is... What are the odds? We talked about that. We saw the path on the flight, and we're like, it's gonna be spicy. It's... Gosh dang.
Yep, and we do have T-Bag getting taken out. Deadly is knocked for Aphelion Esports right here. Miguel's going to be able to pick up, ooh, an AK-47 and an AK-117. He's got 1 player right below for team number 6, so I think he's going to be able to get away for right now. He's going to try to get the res off. I would be surprised if he doesn't go for it, as there's nobody really in the surrounding area. And he's going to like to actually pick up his teammates' tags instead. Not sure if I love that move, as obviously surviving here is going to make things a lot more difficult. But it looks like Miguel with tags for, I believe, both teammates right here, as he's going to call Deadly back. And T-Bag already on the revive flight. Only 25 seconds before they come back. They are very content to go ahead and completely leave this area, as we do have MIP already 4 kills on the board. Good place for them off the start, and you can see Citrus setting up to cause even more issues, taking shots onto DZ. Only needs 1 more shot to get the knock right there. Not able to make it happen quite yet. He's going to continue to spray, see if he can land this final shot. This is painful to watch. Obviously, he finally gets it. The M21, not an easy gun to use in Battle Royale. And obviously, a lot of these players are still getting used to the changes in bullet travel as well, as I believe bullet travel and ADS bullet spread both got a significant change in the recent update in Battle Royale. So we'll probably see a little bit of potatoing as some of these guys are still in the process of getting used to that.
Yeah, that was actually interesting. I think that was the third person. I don't remember if the M21 EBR was on the ground loot in the previous version, so that's why we probably see people using it a lot more. But it did seem like it was doing decent damage there with a pretty fast bullet velocity in comparison to other snipers. It is one of those semi-automatic snipers, though. So, and we have only one team left here. But
yeah, I'm taking a look at Aphelion Esports over in Diners. We do currently have Team 6 and Team 13 there as well. Things are probably going to get interesting pretty soon. We do already have one player down for Team 6. We already saw them dropping off, and they're kind of spread out all over the map at the moment. They've got people coming out of Sakura. They got people by bus station. They got one player coming out of Diner. It looks like probably, if I had to guess, Wani. Yep, still over by Diner. So pretty close to Aphelion Esports, but right now no major interactions happening between any of the teams. It looks like Team 9 might have something going on over by Crash, so we'll take a look at them real quick.
Yeah, on my mini-map, there's supposed to be a Team 2. There's one player. There was a player. Okay, no. He's kind of far, but we have a little bit of action going on as Team 9 is going to get into a scrimmage against Team 13, which is the Fear team. So it wasn't, they didn't get wiped out early. They just had a player separated, so it should be, we probably won't get too much action. This is Crash, and it is a lot of buildings and a lot of time. People just are pretty content in camping and waiting for people to push them. So.
Yeah, especially given that we're playing in third-person perspective, that's going to make a lot of these closer-range gunfights a little bit more campy than they would be in FPP. You can hear the sniper shots going off from the top of the building. The range has a shotgun in hand. He's going to get an easy frag onto Rankings right there, who I think was actually trying to get some snipes. So we do have Crypto and B-Nates still alive for Fear right here. Trying to see if they can maybe pick up their teammates' tags. That's not going to be an easy spot to pick them up from, as they've currently got one player right on top of them. B-Nates now making his way up to the top of one of these buildings, and he's going to get taken out by Mirkaz from X, and that's going to be another easy frag for them. Crypto and Dynex left to clean things up for Fear.
Wicked does pick up a kill. I wasn't sure if what's the name of the team. Team X, I guess we can call it. But Josh did pick up a kill, and Bot actually wiping out, looks like wiping out Team A. Very close to wiping out Team A, and probably have one player left, as Tank is the only one remaining from Team 16. So a lot of good kills there going around, but still people left in Crash.
Yep, Dynex trying to get away on the snowboard right now. Would love to at least be able to pick up some of his teammates' tags. He's taking some shots in the back. He does have that healer class, and some of the tags wide out in the open, so he'll at least be able to call back in one if he's able to do so before the revive flight comes back in the next 50 seconds. Unfortunately for him, he's actually rolling up on Aphelion Esports right now, and if they're able to get eyes on him, could be a free kill, trying to get inside just for the purpose of calling these teammates back in, and it looks like he's going to be able to do that for pretty much everybody except for B-Nates.
Yeah, B-Nate might be a little unlucky in that situation. No revive fight for him. I actually have same amount of people from last game. Only 2 teams got knocked out, as 45 people remaining. 21 people gets knocked out. We actually have Wicked Elite doing a lot better this game with 5 kills total, and the Wicked main only have 1. But Wicked main seems to like playing that passive in the beginning, loot up, and then getting kills at the end. So that's a very good strategy for them.
Yeah, we do have MIP with already 6 kills on the board. They're on the northeast side of the zone, trying to make that rotation on into Diner, but as we already saw, quite a few teams occupying that area. Infinity with 4 players alive, going to be one of those that they have to contend with, and they're kind of overlooking the area. It's actually going to be Church getting a knock and a kill for Wicked Main. That's going to be one of the first couple kills that they've been able to get so far. And obviously, the slow start has not really hindered their ability to pick up kills, as we saw them not only getting the win in game number 1, but getting the most kills in the match as well. They're looking to go ahead and make the rotation a little bit closer to center zone, trying to find some interactions, but also just trying to make sure they can obtain high ground and try to put themselves in the best possible position to win.
Yeah, speaking of kills, I think it was third place last game. LDG, who did add 2 more players this game, does have the most kills with 8 kills right now on the board. So looking like those 2 players they added in Will and Clean are helping them out a lot. So that's going to be very huge to see near the end game, which we are getting pretty close to that mid game. We are going to see more and more people fall.
Yep, LDG is going to take a little bit of zone damage right here, but it looks like they're prepared for it. They've got adrenalines in hand and able to heal up all the way. Like you said, 8 kills on the board for them. Things definitely going to be really spicy in the northeast side of the zone as we see Team 4, Team 9, Team 6 all colliding at one time. MIP is one of the teams that we've been pointing out has always been one of the top fraggers in the game. And it looks like Scope is actually going to be able to get the knock onto Rosewind. That's going to be at least 1 kill for them. They've been able to pick up a 4th player as well, and now going full on aggro mode as they're trying to get as many kills as possible as Team X trying to stay alive. I believe they actually have an airborne on the way in right here, but there's one going into play for MIP as well. Citrus looting up a little bit more. They've got 7 kills on the board. And really, players in every direction, as it looks like we got a couple players for Wicked Main in the area as well. Oh, that's the whole team. They're in the back of a truck. They're just driving by.
I was like, it looks like the entire team is there. I mean, FMJs are banned, I believe, so you're not going to see anybody blowing up people. The truck, as I mentioned, you can still beam people off the back of it because you can't shoot back, or from what I was seeing recently when I was playing. One more notable change is that nades seem to have gone buff. You can throw them a little further. The things are a little bit more optimized, so you might see a little more nade kills today. We actually see 2 nade kills today, so that's going to be interesting, as no one else is left in Crash anymore.
And right now, Infinity Trump is running for his life, 10 HP with a couple players up on the high ground for Wicked Elite, trying to make contact. We also have BOT, who's still got 4 players alive. Actually, it looks like it's going to be an encounter between those 2 teams as the shots are starting to go in. And Trump has to decide between healing up and taking zone damage. It looks like he's going to have to tank quite a bit, as this is a long zone. He's going to have to run. I would be shocked if he's able to make it in time. He's got no heals to work with, and looks like he's probably going to end up taking the L right here, as once again, things are getting very chaotic on that northeast side of the zone.
Yeah, his entire team is outside his zone, so he's probably going to get taken down. His teammates might be able to get the tag, but it's not looking good for that Team 15, as well as Team 16, Team 8. They're all outside his zone. I mean, they can potentially med strat in this situation, but it's going to be tough. It's not one of those games that you could just med strat and win the game, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we do have MIP, 7 kills on the board, push to the edge of zone. They got BOT right on the low ground, and Citrus in a perfect spot to take some sniper shots. He's able to hit the initial shot onto Kitsune. He does get some return fire, and he's down to only 15 HP. Gonna go ahead and heal up right here, and he's gonna be fine for the time being, as his team does continue to just really try to be a nuisance, lay down as many shots as they possibly can. We do see Acer already knocked there on the low ground, and Citrus going to be looking to get the finish. Should be able to get it relatively easily, and MIP actually, or Scope actually does it with the sniper, so makes his life a little bit easier. BOT is really in a bad spot. They're on the low ground. They're down a player. You got MIP, who is in full force up on height, just making their lives absolutely miserable, and still quite a good bit of time before zone rotates as well, so there's a good chance they can try to push this issue and see if maybe they can find a couple more frags.
I still find it surprising that there's still 15 teams remaining. Only I think there's only been 2 deaths. We're at 46. Well, there's multiple deaths, but only 2 complete deaths. There's 46 people remaining in this, close to basically the before last final zone. So we have a lot of players in the zone right now, as I believe Team 20 is getting to a fight against Team 15. So Team Infinite not looking in a great position here. Or that team, actually only 1 player. It's only Trev. Trev is going to get taken down most likely, unless they don't see him or hear him. Gotta be very quiet.
He's definitely in a really good hiding spot right now. There's not really any way they're going to be able to see him from height, although Dior is making the rotation to the outside. He's actually going to go ahead and hop up top. They might let him stay alive right here. It might not, honestly, might let him call his teammates back. It seems unlikely. More than likely going to try to camp those tags and try to get the final frag. But Trev, like we said, able to stay alive right here. He does have one teammate in Megan TV, who's now making that rotation already inside of zone, and could have probably held Wicked Elite, but Affiliate Esports actually flying on over top right here, and they're going to be able to go right smack dab in the middle of the zone. Megan TV taking some sniper shots in the back, looking like probably not a whole lot of time left. Gonna get knocked there by 3 from Wicked Esports, and that's gonna be Trev, the only remaining player for Infinity.
Yeah, and he's not in a great position that his zone is going to push him. The Wicked Esport actually knew, not Esport, Wicked Elite knew he was there. He got hacker, so they knew there was someone close by. Just didn't know exactly where he was. But Trev, his entire team is dead. He can't call them back in or anything, so it's going to be tough. Oh my god, Biohazard with a double nade kill.
Wow. That's
looks like you finished off the kill there too.
Yeah.
Wow.
And MIP off to a really strong start once again. 11 kills for them. There's still 37 people alive in the zone, so this is going to be a really chaotic ending. Sun's going to find a knock onto Biohazard. That was one of the players we just mentioned getting a really big kill. And it seems like Team A, I'm not sure what the A stands for right there. I've seen a lot of situations where they've just let themselves die outside of zone rather than give somebody else the kill. So that's been an interesting strategy to see so far. Citrus with 5 kills on the board, trying to get some heals. Now back up to 150 HP, and Teabag for Affiliate Esports trying to hold down the crest of that hill as we see another player from A getting knocked and killed by the zone right there. So Wicked 3 finally going to find Trevor, and this is where things start to get exciting. Texas takes out DZ's Holy Baba right there, and we will see, I believe that is the Wicked Elite team finding a couple frags here and there. Is really so much area, so many people, not a whole lot of cover, just a lot of big opportunities, especially for these teams that do have the snipers in hand. And we're going to start seeing some of those frags come in left and right from the snipers, as we do see Ibeck taking out Barry from MSK.
We actually have so many people on the south side of the map. It's actually ridiculous. And it's one of those zones in the map that you typically don't see people on, but just because of how weird the zone has shrank towards, you just have all these people basically completely wide open. So if any sniper is hiding across the map, they could potentially get a few kills, as we say that Wicked Church managed to get a kill on Scope, and a knocked on Scope, as he is this Wicked team is literally across the map.
Yeah, I mean, they couldn't be any further, but obviously the buff to the bullet travel and the bullet spread in Battle Royale starting to show itself a little bit more. We do have BOT was on the low ground, and Sun with the sniper once again going to be able to get the frag right there. And he has been able to find a lot so far. 4 kills on the board for him. As they've got high ground, they could not have asked for better positioning. They'll probably be able to gather a little bit more intel right here as well, as they're actually now making the rotation more toward the south side of zone. Players from MIP flying on in as well. It looks like Raul going to make it to low ground right here. I don't know if he's aware of Sun's position, and Sun actually flying into a really bad spot. He's in the middle of 3 different teams right here. He's going to need to make some big plays. We do have Ibeck backing him up right there. He's going to get the frag onto Teabag, and I mean, he's in a spot where he can get some kills, but you also got a whole lot of people up on high ground. Not sure if that was the right move for them. Obviously, he does have the Ninja class, which he's going to be able to capitalize on right here. Couple Wicked players finding frags, and this is an absolute mess. MIP loses Raul right there. 2 players stuck in the outside of zone. It looks like they're going to get knocked and killed as well, and now the Wicked kills left and right going on in. Church is going to get knocked. Dior is going to find LDG. X making the rotation on the north side of zone, and this is absolute chaos.
To be honest, that could have been way worse than it happened. The 2 teams basically split up, as NIP entire team was against 2. Good on this Wicked team, as Sun picking up a kill here, but Wicked could have actually been disastrous, as MIP, I think, only have 1 player remaining in that team. Yeah, only Citrus is remaining, but he does have 6 kills, so oof, that was kind of unfortunate. Good on Kublai to win those 2 gunfights. So we have 11 people remaining.
Yeah, Citrus trying to get away right here. He somehow is able to dodge the shots from Wicked Main up on the height, and he's got an adrenaline in hand, so could be able to survive a little bit longer. A couple other Wicked players up in the sky. It seems like there's always somebody up there that you got to keep an eye out for, and if he can make this rotation up to height, he could potentially cause some issues. Obviously, the only player remaining for the team, they've got 12 kills on the board. Wicked Main finding some more. Hive still alive. J4TM going to get taken out by IBAC right there. And Wicked Main somehow, at this point in the game, still with 4 players
4v1.
alive.
Oh,
18 kills on the board. Only one other
God.
team remaining in Citrus. He's going to go ahead and take the L outside of zone. And back-to-back games going in for Wicked Main.
Did you know it's actually 4 games in a row? They had 2 wins last week. 2 wins at the end of the game, going into 4 in a row right now for this team. That was absolutely insane. The one thing that we have to note is that their gun skill was insane. The fact that they didn't lose the 2v3, and then they didn't lose the other 2v3, as Sun managed to basically wipe out another team, that was insane. 18 kills, back-to-back games, 18, 17 kills, back-to-back win. These guys are definitely going to be number 1. It's highly unlikely for any other team to even come close this after today at least. But on that note, remember MIP? Last game, I believe they were 3rd place. They managed to get 2nd place today despite losing how many players? 3 players super early.
Yeah.
So Citrus played that really well to get those additional 10 points because it looks like he would have been 5th place there. That's insane.
I don't know if MIP is completely caught up to Wicked Elite, but they've definitely made a really good amount of progress. They had a solid performance. I think it was 3rd place, close to 10 kills in game number 1 as well. So, I mean, right now, it's these 3 teams really battling it out, and obviously Wicked Main pretty well into 1st place, as that's, like you said, 4 games in a row for them. Getting the W, MIP doing everything they possibly can, but there's only so much you can do up against a team that's taking 4 Battle Royale wins in a row.
That's just insane, man. And they're probably looking to pick it back up. It's just really tough. But notably, Wicked Elite did get 3rd place. They did have a lot of kills that game. 13 kills, nothing to scoff at, right? We had 12 kills also by Team 2, which is MIP. One notable team, as I mentioned from the game before, Team LDG does also have 11 kills. So that's going to be really huge. They did not rank too high prior to getting into this. They were 9th place LG Lockdown Gaming with 165 points. With those 2 games with a lot of kills and good placement, could potentially see them go up to the top 5, as some teams are struggling. And for example, AE getting the 7th place struggled just a little bit. MSK, who we've seen do really well previously, struggling just a little bit, but we'll find out. Bot Gaming only 11th place, just making out, but they did have 9 kills, so it's gonna be interesting to see the standing. But there's one thing we know for sure, is that Wicked Esport is just dominant right now. Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, we are going to go ahead and take a look at our interview, and at the end of that, we should be good to go to hop in to game number 3.
So for this week's interview for Mobile Mayhem Battle Royale, we've got Wicked Sun, who's with us from the main Wicked team, a Battle Royale pro player in NA. I'm sure many people are familiar, having seen his highlights all over the place. Thanks for joining us and doing the interview, man.
No worries. Thanks so much for honestly having me and just giving me the opportunity to like speak.
Yeah, it's cool. So the first question that I start with basically everyone is kind of your history of gaming. When did you get into video games in general, and kind of what games did you play before COD Mobile?
So I do get to ask this question a lot on my stream, and honestly, like we get told that like wow, you're so good because you came from PUBG, But I played PUBG for a little bit, almost like 6 months when it was in season 1, and then honestly, I never really got really deep into the comps, PUBG. And honestly, I pretty much I used to play MP comp in COD Mobile, right? So I used to think that BR was like kind of a quote unquote joke until I actually like tried out the scene and saw like wow, there's like actual competition and there's actual like something is going on here, something's happening here. And I was never really a competitive player until I was showed the scene and just showed, actual like, wow, yeah, people can make money. Like I always watched Shroud. I was inspired by him. to be able to play competitively and just.
Mhm. And you liked playing battle royales, and then you noticed once you kind of got there that there's a high level competitive scene there.
Yeah.
So what games did you play before PUBG or COD Mobile?
I played a game called Armageddon. It was a 2D shooter game. It was kind of like I forgot what that game was called, but it's like a kind of a 2D shooter game, and it had kind of a comp scene, but really never like developed.
Mhm.
Hammers Esports was in there, and Nova Esports was there for a little bit. So I played on the Nova team, kind of professionally, but there was no really contracts there. And then I played a game called SO2. It was basically like COps, but like the lower version of COps, basically. I never really found out about COps until after SO2, but I quit SO2 to come into COD Mobile. So
okay, and so pretty much all of your history in gaming is mobile gaming, correct?
yes. I did play Minecraft, but I don't think Minecraft is kind of that much competitive wise.
Sure.
There is some servers over there where it is kind of competitive, but it's mostly just for creativity and just for fun.
And did you play console or PC growing up when you were much younger? I assume you started playing games young. Anybody who's competitive has been playing for a very long time.
For sure. I was on console. I played on a PS. I still love my Xbox people though, so.
In Battle Royale, this answer is pretty consistent, but what is your primary gun that you're playing with? And given that that's an AK-47 for a lot of people, what secondary are you using now?
Honestly, secondaries are usually from the rule set, right? So if the scrim enables airborne and like helicopters, it's usually like a shotgun, and like if there's helis banned plus airborne banned, then it's usually like a slower game. So snipers are really at work there. So obviously it's for the rule set basically, but I usually prefer the shotgun. And
what shotgun is what you're running most often?
If I get the chance, I would get my custom HSO shotgun, or I'd rather the BY-15 from the ground.
BY-15 from the ground. So, and getting into shotguns a little bit more, and a lot of players like to hear pro loadouts, and they want to be able to mimic that kind of loadout and see if it works for them. We're not going to go through it, specific attachments or anything, but when you're building a shotgun loadout for Battle Royale, what are some important things to focus on that you like to play with?
So some of the key things that stand out about shotgun builds is if you're an ADS player, which means you aim down sight with a shotgun, or if you're a hipfire player. I'm personally a hipfire player, so my shotgun build is more built for just like mobility and hipfire. But there's some people that use like ADS bullet spread density on their shotgun, so they ADS the shotgun for that more depth and range for it. But I'm usually like close up with my shotgun, so I use a hipfire build.
Okay, and AK-47 as the AR.
Yes.
Always
like AK has just been the meta, and obviously like with this new update as well, I'm really excited to see if there's gonna be new metas, because I heard that AK and 117 did get nerfed. So yeah,
it'll be interesting to see, because the AK has been the meta for a very long time. It's been probably 6 months at this point that every competitive Battle Royale player has an AK-47 in that first airdrop. So I think I agree. It would be interesting to see a shake-up, maybe something that makes SMGs viable at all in Battle Royale would be interesting as well. So yeah, stick around for our second half of the interview with Sun coming up in a later break in the broadcast.
All right. Like we said, we will have interview part 2. I believe that should leave things good to go for our lobby to get started. So Andy, whenever you can do that. We are all ready on this side of things. Obviously, right now the team to beat is Wicked Main. 4 games in a row. At this point, it just seems like which team is going to be the one to dethrone them and end their win streak, because this is just a different level of dominance that we've seen so far.
Yeah, it's like last week they started off really, really cold.
Yeah.
And it ended hot. And they kept that hot streak. So it'd be really tough to see if anybody can cool them down. I think the main thing that makes them really good is that they decided they are going to play way passive in the beginning, collect up, only take good fights, and then at the end play more aggressive, try to win gunfights with their better gear, I guess, in quotation marks. So that's going to be tough. But if anybody can do it, there's a couple teams that definitely can do it, as we saw MIP doing a lot of work today. Obviously, Wicked Elite can always put them in there. AE, we've seen them do really well before. Hive actually doing really well as well. Bot as well as the team LDG, which was doing pretty well in the last 2 games. So it's definitely not impossible, but they've got all the momentum. The momentum is just ridiculous for them. It's just they're too much. It's too much right now.
Yeah, we got all of our players in, ready to go. A couple seconds before we get started right here. Always interesting to see what the drop zone, excuse me, is going to be. And wow. That is pretty much opposite of what we saw last game. So last game was a completely southern drop zone. This one completely to the north. So going to be a lot of variations in teams' different dropping locations. If I had to guess, probably a little bit of spice going on at Sanitarium, but for the most part, these teams do tend to spread out a good bit. So we'll see what we have going on, as we do see right off the bat, no surprise, Wicked Main stretching as far south as they possibly can, just trying to loot up as much as possible. And then once they're in a really good position, taking those late game fights, looks like they're actually going to be accompanied over at launch base right here by team number 13. And I think actually Report getting subbed in for MIP. I don't think he was with them for game number 1.
Nope, he was not. So it's good to see Report coming in here. He's a good player. Actually, I was going to mention something. Radar base seems to be one of those drops that everybody loves to go for some odd reason. And again, 3 teams. So yeah, Report coming in. I don't remember exactly. I think he subbed in. I don't remember exactly who it was. Either subbing in or one of the player had to leave. So that's going to be interesting to see.
Ooh, a knock on to Sun off the bat. So he was able to get the frag. I'm assuming that was his teammate getting the finish on the B-Nates right there. So yep. Crypto trying to get some revenge right here, as we've definitely got a big encounter for both of these teams. It looks like Sun is actually going to be able to get revived by Ibeck over on that north side of launch base. So Sun already with 1 kill on the board. He's going to get res right here, going to be able to heal up in fear, kind of push back. Not in a great spot to be able to pick up B-Nate's tags, and especially with Wicked being able to get some heals off as well. Oh, Crypto with the snipe onto Kublai. That's going to be huge. Trades going back and forth. Sun finding a big frag onto Dynex right there. And things starting to look disastrous for this Fear team, who's only got 1 player left.
He's honestly got to play his life, right?
Yeah.
Like he should not be playing so aggressive. However, this team is pushing as Church is going on the right side. Iback coming in. Iback into the 1v1. He's gonna win that fight.
That's not the time to use the hacker class. He is just sitting on the backside of that. Can't see anything that's happening. He's getting pushed. That's 4 free kills for Wicked Main off the start, and with the way that they've been playing so far, definitely another big addition to the body of work that they've got. We do have Josh Rath taking some shots onto IG, as we do have teams 9 and 19 currently battling it out at standoff.
Rosie with 2 kills. 2 knocks at least on the Team Infinite, so that's going to be really huge. Actually, do you not notice? I don't know if you noticed it, but 17 people have already been knocked out.
So I feel like it usually starts that way, and then the majority of them end up getting called back. I think that's part of the reason that it looks that way.
But there's 3 teams already out.
That's true. That's true.
That's the important part. 4 teams already out.
Yeah, Josh Rath just took out the last member of IG right there. Wow. That is definitely a spicy start. And we've got Team 8 going up against Team 12 over in Sakura.
And that's one of the good teams. LDG did pretty well in the first 2 games, so we'll see if LDG can do well or Team AK can pick it back up. AKA. So they have been struggling just a little bit, but it looks like AK is going to be pretty content on kind of taking that high ground and leaving. Can't tell exactly. Oh, no, they're going to fly. Fly me to the moon.
It looks like Wicked Elite trying to make some moves on Team 16, Team A over in Radar Base, like you mentioned before. Rosie, 3 kills on the board already, so the M21 a little bit more viable than at least I expected off the bat. And Team A really, really pinched in the backside of Radar Base right here. Everybody's still alive for Wicked Elite, and actually 1 player's still alive for BOT in this area as well. It's going to be interesting to see if his teammates make the rotation, come in and try to help.
Yeah, it's so far. I think he just got revive flight in.
Yeah,
that's why he's all the way here.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't make sense for him. But they do have Black Market to themselves. We have to try radar based one, Bobby, when we're playing BR, just to see what's the whole deal about this.
Yeah.
Like, this is like I feel like almost the 4th game now that we've seen people always go to radar base. So that's gonna be pretty interesting. Do we have any teams really getting to fight? I mean,
nah, everybody's pretty, like, we had those really big initial encounters. 4 teams already dead, but after that, there's not really anybody remotely close to each other. So this is going to allow a lot of these teams that had players that got knocked or killed to go back, loot up, and have a little bit of time to kind of gather themselves before they try to make this long rotations. We currently see only 2 teams inside of zone, and both of the drops that have dropped already unlooted.
Yeah, it's actually pretty unlucky for everybody, as the plane was literally on the north side and the zone is on the right side. Last game we had the drop was on the south side, and the zone was also on the south side. So this one you're gonna have a lot of people kind of have to get rotating and get caught out from the rotations. But Wicked Esports got a good position right now, probably gonna get those airdrops as well. So that's gonna be really tough to compete with them, who they already have 4 kills, which is a lot more than they usually have in the beginning in comparison to the last 2-3 games. So it's gonna be impressive.
I mean, this is going to be a really chaotic rotation. As you can see, we've got 4 teams currently outside of zone. Looks like Team 7 and Team 17 about to go head-to-head over in that overgrown area. And really, if you're either of those teams, you would like more than anything to just be able to rotate uncontested. But obviously, as you do start to make that rotation out of overgrown, more than likely going to see somebody from the other team. You do have those airborns that can make the rotation a little bit easier. But still a long way for the zone to move. These guys have got to get going soon. Looks like right now Team 5 actually about to get pinched by Team 14.
Yeah, I mean, the zone is a big issue, but in the beginning, since most classes, the 3 classes that everyone has as of now is the Ninja class, the Airborne, and the Med class. And with the Medic class, you can actually stay out of the zone for a little bit and then get your Airborne and then come out in. So it's really important to note that, yes, they might be outside of the zone, however, they can easily get in. The most important part for me, personally, is the choice of the 4th operators. Some people are using pack classes.
This is getting chaotic. Team 5, they're using the sights on the top of their vehicles. This is getting really spicy. Team 5 and Team 6 over in farm. No knocks yet, and there it is. Couple of players getting knocked for BOT. Kitsune and Turbo are down. They're both going to get finished right there, and DZ finding 2 early frags, but now in a really tough spot. Omega's got the shotgun in hand, misses the initial shot, tries to hit the follow-up. He's finally going to be able to get it right there. I'm honestly surprised he was able to survive as long as he did. And wow, what a collapse. Team 9 rolling up for the 3rd party right here. Could be some easy frags for them too.
I mean, they landed on a building. Looks like Team 5 is going to dip, or Team 6 is going to dip. Team 14!
Team 14! Oh my gosh! What is happening? Farm is an absolute war zone right now.
Oh my goodness. Everybody coming in. Team 16, Team 6 here, Team 9, Team 5, Team 14, Team 8. Oh my goodness. Will gets taken down there. But looks like they're going to have to rotate as well, so we're going to get so many kills. Like, if you look at the zone, there's 1 team in the zone right now. Almost everyone else is on the top left corner of the circle. What is absolutely happening? This is ridiculous.
And we also have MIP merely finding a frag in the feed right here. So that was one of the players we had talked about, was one of the top fraggers coming into the week. That's only his first one on the board so far, but still a lot more to be had. Like we said, we had 50 players remaining first zone, and then all of a sudden we're back up to 47 because everybody keeps getting called back in. So definitely a lot more still to be had, and it is actually going to be MIP rolling up to farm as well. So many players in this northwest side of the zone. It's going to be a tough rotation, especially because there's not really any area that is inside of zone in that northwest side. So a lot of it is going to be battling for high ground.
So
wait, did you say FHA was banned?
It's not.
Okay,
I thought it was bad. It's not.
Gotcha.
I was thinking like, oh, FHA the helicopter, but I'm like, oh no, the helicopter banned.
Okay.
Helicopter is banned, and the whatchamacallit, the tank is banned. So I'm like, oh, FHA is not banned. Yeah, we talked about it last week that you can FHA snowboarders, so that's really important.
Yeah, merely 2 kills on the board now as he was able to make use of the FHJ right there. And right now, the northwest side of the zone is where it's starting to get really chaotic. You got MIP, who's going to be looking to take high ground right there if they can do so. Could zone hold a lot of teams and find a lot of easy frags. We've also got a revive flight coming back in 2 seconds, so we'll see how many people get called back in on that, as the 42 players is going to turn into 47, so right off the bat, you got 5 more people heading back into the game.
Yeah, so the FHJ actually got buffed too recently. The lock-on speed is a lot faster, and the velocity of the rocket is faster, so that's going to be very important. Cool thing, we have the standings from after 2 games. First place is Wicked Main, I expected. Second place is MIP. So all those kills and those ranking helped them vault them above Wicked Elite. So Wicked Elite is going to be in 3rd place right now. That's cool.
And we do have Josh Rath right there finding a frag onto Barry. 1 MSK player riding around in a vehicle. I think just trying to get the tags and actually going to get taken out by Rosewind as well. The finish is going to go in. MSK not in a great spot right now as they've only got 1 player remaining. 0 kills on the board. He's going to have to find some tags to make some things happen right here. And this is not the part of the zone where you want to try to be picking up tags. You got Team 3, Team 9, Team 6, Team 17, all in this same area, and things getting really, really chaotic as Hive, who's been one of the last teams remaining quite a bit and actually finding 1 kill onto Micras right there. We got Bulls jumping onto Josh Rath to see if he can find another one. 150 HP and an AK-47 in hand. That's going to be another easy kill. They get the full squad wipe onto Team X. And Hive with 5 kills on the board and 4 players alive. Not in a bad spot right now.
Yeah, they're doing pretty good. They've done really well last game as well. So we talked about a lot of teams that could potentially, knock out this Wicked team. However, this Wicked team is still looking incredibly strong. And we were talking about operators as well. There's one operator skills that I've seen that not many people are using that I think it could be really game-changing is the refitter. The refitter makes it so good that you just don't take as much damage. However, your option's either refitter or the Biohazard gets knocked out. But yeah, it's refitter or the hacker class, and a lot of people are using the hacker class. It seems to be really beneficial in squads.
And we've got some chaos for Team Hive right now as 1 player gets knocked. They're kind of being zone held right here, so an unfortunate spot for them to be. It looks like they're going to be able to make their way in. And they were actually able to get the revive on Biohazard, which is not something you're going to see a whole lot. But obviously, with that medic class, you not only have the ability to revive faster, but you also have the ability to go ahead and pop that heal ability and keep them alive for a little bit longer. Things starting to get tight in the northeast side of the zone as we do have BOT. Turbo getting knocked right there. Omega still alive. 4 kills on the board for him. Stuck outside zone. It looks like they were able to get their classes from the airdrop, but now taking quite a bit of damage. It's ticking for 2 per second. And Turbo is going to get finished by zone right there. So they're going to be stuck with only 2 players remaining as they're relatively uncontested. They do have to be very aware of Wicked Main, who's not too far up above them. And no surprise to see they, once again, have 4 people alive and 7 kills on the board.
Yeah, I was having a little bit of a visual glitch on my screen. It looked like this Wicked team was all the way in launch base, but in fact, we're right now Wicked against Bot with only 2 players remaining. It's going to be tough for them to get out of this alive. It's going to be almost impossible. As we say that, LDG does pick up a kill as well, so that's huge for them.
I don't think Wicked realizes that there's a team right behind them in Bot, so I think Bot might get a free rotation. And Church has that Arctic 50 legendary in hand. I tried that out in Battle Royale. That, I'm not exaggerating when I say it literally has 0 recoil. That is the easiest thing to shoot I've ever seen, and he's actually going to take shots down onto Acer. Omega going to be the only player alive, just trying to zigzag his way into zone. Acer going to get taken out right there, and that's going to be some more free loot for Wicked Main, as they once again are in pretty much a perfect spot as they rotate on into zone.
Yeah, we actually have MIP right there, so the last player of that team might have potentially ran into their MIP, but we actually have a flight call back in. So we'll see what happens for this bot team. He's actually, Kitsune might run into a team. He might land exactly on a team. He did. That's not looking good for him. not looking good at all for them.
Yeah, and MIP hasn't been able to find a whole lot of kills, but right now they've got the high ground on Wicked main, and they're the ones causing issues. Kublai making the rotation, as is Church. He popped an entire adrenaline and immediately got knocked back down to 50 health, so definitely not the position that we typically expect them to see in, especially in the last few games where they've always had high ground, they've always had prime positioning. We do have Wicked Elite finding a couple frags, as 3 does find something right there, and VIP really stuck behind that rock. Murley's going to find a knock and a kill. That's kill number 3 for him. They've got an airborne that they could possibly go on the aggressive with as well. And we do see team number 8 all flying together on into zone. LDG, one of those teams we talked about, has done a really good job of staying alive toward the end. SBO, just really bad timing on that, and that's a lot of free kills going in for LDG.
That was just really unlucky. And LDG came down, flew, and then as they flew in, the other team was all on the airborne, so free kills. LDG did mess up there. Instead of trying to res their last teammate, they actually went to go loot, cost them a revive flight. So if they can get them back in, that might be still worth it for them.
And things are about to go down between Wicked Main and MIP. Oh my gosh. This is chaos. Murley's got 4 kills on the board. Now stuck on low ground. He's going to take a couple of shots. And he's going to go ahead and pop out the snowboard, try to reposition. We got Wicked Elite on the low ground. This is chaos. IBET going to go ahead and fly down. Merely's just trying to stay moving for as long as possible to see if he can maybe dodge the shots. Report's going to get taken out by Kublai. Rosie taken out by Kublai as well. The DRH looking a little more viable in Battle Royale than we had expected. And right now, merely trying to heal up and see if he can potentially reposition as he hears the shots in every direction possible right now. Wicked Main still all 4 players alive. And once again, even though they are on the low ground, they don't have the positioning that they usually have. They're in a really good spot, and unfortunately for Merely, uses the ninja class at a bad time. IBAT gonna find the kill right there.
It's very unfortunate for Wicked Elite because they got baited by MIP. MIP literally ran towards them without knowing, and then the Wicked Esport went, oh, more people to kill, and wiped out the Wicked Elite team. So right now, it's looking that they're still unstoppable. They have how many kills right now? Like 10 kills? Over 10. They have 14 kills. Did I correct that? 13 kills, and we're not even close to the end game yet. We are close.
Oh no, LDG. Unfortunate timing. He was just trying to pick up his airdrop weapon, and Wicked Elite comes flying up the zip line. And another easy frag for them. 14 kills. They didn't have any high ground. They didn't have any map positioning, and somehow still able to pull things out. And right now, they can really let everybody else battle things out on the west side of zone, as they're completely isolated on high ground and free to do pretty much whatever they want. And with snipers in hand, definitely going to find some more of those additional kills, as we've seen Sun do time and time again. 3 kills on the board already, laying down shots onto Hive. Not able to make it happen so far. It's actually going to be Bulls taking out LDG right there. But not a whole lot to work with for Hive.
Knowing this team, they're not going to stay passive. They want to get that 20 bomb. I have a feeling that's like 3 games, or maybe even 4 games, that they haven't got a 20 bomb. So they might want to try to get that 20 bomb as a team, get those points. But, oof, like the teams that were 2nd and 3rd place got knocked out already. The only team that we have that can potentially still beat this team is the Hive team. They have their entire team remaining. DZ still has 3 players. However, they don't have any kills. So we'll see if maybe Hive can kill everybody out of this area and potentially come out of this to beat this Wicked team, who look unstoppable.
Yeah, right now, I mean, once again, they've got the high ground. Everybody else is sucked down and crash, and you're going to have everybody trying to make the rotation into the same spot, but obviously with high ground advantage, Wicked Main as a whole couldn't really ask for a better situation. They find 2 kills right off the bat, now only 3 away from the 20 bomb, and with all these Arctic 50s, I just don't really see anybody being able to contest a 4-man team up on height. Everybody else, it's either Wicked or Zone. You got to decide who your enemy is going to be. And we do finally have Wicked Main forced to make the rotation. Sun going to pull out the AK-47, finds another frag onto Wani right there. And Hive, even though they've got the high ground, just not in a good spot. Bulls very low on HP. JTM going to get taken out as well. That's the 20 bomb for Wicked Main, looking to make it more. Try Me's going to get knocked, and it looks like only one player remaining for Hive. As, or actually a couple different teams still have players alive. But no surprise, Wicked Main. 5 games in a row, and they get the 20 bomb right there. I mean,
that's crazy. That is absolutely insane. We knew they were gonna have a strong game, especially that strong start. Then their mid game was like pretty strong, and then obviously everybody got 5, 6, 6. My goodness, 23 kills? Are you kidding me?
I mean,
that is insane. Oh my goodness, 23 kills. That is ridiculous.
If I get complaints about me being biased toward Wicked after this week's games, I'm just going to be convinced y'all weren't watching what was happening, because they won all 3 games that we played so far. Like, I'm going to try to do my best to spectate some other teams. We had MIP making some big plays. They do come in 7th right there. Wicked Elite coming in 8th with 7 kills as well. But, I mean, right now, Wicked Main, they're just running things. Hive has had some good placements. BOT has had good placements. But right now, it is everybody else in this entire tournament trying to catch up to Wicked Main.
Yeah, one underrated thing that happened that game is that bot, I think it was Turbo left. Basically, he was last person remaining with about 7 teams remaining. He camped that rock on the side of the hill until 2nd place. So they went from getting maybe 20 points to getting 45 points. That's going to be very huge, especially towards the end of the season, where at this point, people are playing for 2nd and 3rd place. Come on, let's be real now.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of points these guys got, they got 150 points this game. More than 150 points this game. Some teams don't even have 150 points.
Yeah.
Not even close. I feel like actually half the teams don't have 150 points. That's ridiculous. That's how good this team is right now. We're not being biased. We're stating facts.
All right, we're gonna run an ad. We're gonna run part 2 of the interview, and then after that, we should be good to go for the final game of the night.
All right, and we're back with the second half of the interview with Wicked Sun. And what does your practice schedule look like? That's a very different thing for Battle Royale players versus MP players because of the way that people practice. So what does your schedule look like practicing and playing in the average week?
So usually we have team practice. Basically almost every single day we have some team practice or scrims. So we usually get on like an hour or 2 hours before scrims to play some open lobbies, which is basically our version of rank S for MP players. You know what rank S is?
Yep. And well, familiarize us. On a lot of people watching won't be familiar, but it's a Discord server where those competitive games are organized.
So
correct?
Discord server. So rank S basically stands for rank scrim, which is a 5v5 randomized scrim for MP players that are like want to practice and play scrim rules. It's a randomized queue, so you go into VC, you queue up with 10 people, then you guys split off to 5v5 teams, and then you just play scrim rules, which is like hardpoint, Dom, and like S&D, and that's basically a scrim, right? The same thing for open lobbies. So open lobbies is basically like we have a server with almost 2,000 members, and it is published to around 200, 300 Discord servers that have the channel. So basically every single time an open lobby is opened, we send out a link to the Discord server, which is called Cosmo, and all those servers that are published or like linked to Cosmos get the open lobby link. So they all join off of that, and then the lobby fills up to 100 players. You can get your team in there, like a full slot of your team, and then you basically just play that open lobby as a scrim, basically. So it's like an open scrim for the whole community to play in.
Yeah, that's really interesting because most people, if they want to fill a private lobby battle royale, they have to post it in public chat, and you never know who you're going to get. And there's some disorganization with how those teams are filled. And so it's tough to get more than 5 or 7 teams. It's tough to get more than 5 or 7 comp teams into an open lobby like that and also have it be full. So I'm sure that's a huge opportunity for practice.
For sure. Plus, we have a specialized host role. So basically the people that host can publish it. So only people at the host role can publish it. And usually the hosts have basically know the scene.
Mm-hmm.
So basically they kick out some of the random players from World Chat to make sure that teams get full and filled up with the full 4-man basically. So that, randoms wouldn't mess up your practice or just World Chat players wouldn't, So it's honestly like, it's kind of, I don't know, not really toxic, but like we usually, open lobbies are built for scrims and practicing. So if there is somebody in your slot that shouldn't be there, then they would most likely get kicked for your team.
Sure, there's just a little bit more organization in the pregame lobby. Yeah, that's and so do you have any predictions for the rest of Mobile Mayhem BR? That you had a top 3 finish in this last time with I think second place with points, and so we're looking to see big production from Wicked, given that you guys went 1-2 in the first week.
Honestly, I'm expecting a lot of MIP. They've been merely these players I've been playing against for almost a year now in the comp scene. They've been around. They've consecutively like beat us, won against us, and we always fight back as well. And they're some of our most fierce competitors as well. And obviously they're in third place right now. So honestly, expecting a lot more from them. And really excited to see how they develop as a team throughout Mobile Mayhem, with obviously the update as well. So how playstyles would be changed. And obviously our elite team, our Wicked elite team, they did phenomenal week 1. So expecting a lot week 2.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. The games are incredibly competitive, and I'd definitely encourage anyone to watch throughout the entire progression, because any one week isn't necessarily indicative of how the results are going to be, and to see Battle Royale played at that high a level is honestly not that common. It's not that easy to find that consistently in streams and on YouTube, so it's exciting to watch. But
for sure.
Yeah, well, thanks for answering the questions and joining us for the interview, and we're excited to see you play tonight and watch the rest of the games for Mobile Mayhem BR. Thanks for joining.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, appreciate Mod6 and Sun doing the interview for that one. Make sure to check out their Trovo channels. I think they'll probably be in chat whenever you guys do see this. But that does leave us good to go for the final matchup of the night. For those of you wondering what the results are so far, we actually have maybe a little bit of a dark horse making their way into the top 3. So we already, like, obviously everybody knows Wicked Main, #1 spot. I don't know what the official scores are, but they're probably double the second place team, just based on the fact that they've won 5 games in a row, and the majority of those games have been like 15 to 20 kills. Second place, we know MIP made in Peru. And then we have Hive Forbidden making their way into third place. So they haven't had a ton of high kill games, but they've been really consistently placing in the top 5, and they've actually been able to sneak their way in there.
Yeah, it's actually really impressive. They've been doing, like we said, like they've always been doing pretty well in the last few games, and the last game helped them a lot, especially since I believe they got third place. After doing some quick math in my head, if we take a look how many points does Wicked Esports team have, 810 points. They've already doubled the points they had from last week. That's insane.
Oh, okay. Andy gave us the results. They do have very close to double. Wait, Andy, is that for tonight's matches or for overall?
That's how much they got tonight.
Tonight only.
Yeah.
Wicked Esports has 440 points tonight. Oh, those are tonight's results. Okay, so that may not necessarily be the overall results. MIP with 230 points tonight and Hive Forbidden with 215 tonight.
Yeah. If you add to what they had, MIP had 285 last week. So 285 plus 230 right now is 515. 515. So that's second place right now, right? So Wicked Esports has 810 points right now. They're 300 points above the second place team. That's insane. That is insane. If you don't think that's insane, that is insane. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you guys can follow the Mobile Mayhem Twitter account if you guys want to see the final updated results for the total points, but I don't think anybody is doubting that Wicked Main is going to be the #1 team right there. Currently on a 5-game, I mean, a 5-game win streak is impressive in multiplayer, but in a game of Battle Royale where you've got, what, 20 total teams, and you're still just absolutely running things, that is insane.
Yeah, just back-to-back in general is already hard. Then 3-peat is, like, very, very hard.
Yep.
4-piece is, like, nearly impossible. That's ridiculous. But this is the path that we expected, by the way. The nice straight down the middle. Everybody's gonna split up. For our last game, this should be pretty fun, pretty interesting. Unless the zone is gonna be all the way in the top right corner. That would suck. But at last, probably gonna see people radar
Ooh, a
base.
couple big kills off the start. We actually have BOT taking out a couple players for Wicked Elite. We do have Wicked Main contested up in Heat right now, as we do have Team 8 with them right now. So we'll see who we've got. Oh my gosh! Wicked Elite has been squad wiped off the start. BOT with an easy 4 kills off the bat, and that's going to be huge for them to start the final game of the night.
That is definitely not the showing that we were expecting from this elite team. But BOT, we've seen them do really well previously, so no surprise for them to actually be able to squad wipe a team, as that is the first team eliminated from today's final game. That is crazy. Nobody actually went to radar base, surprisingly.
Who would have thought? We got a couple teams at Harbor, a couple teams at Heat.
Yep.
It is Wicked Main right on the outside of Heat. Currently with LDG, who's one of those teams that we've been keeping an eye out, and actually one player for Affiliate Esports is going to get knocked out. They haven't quite had the performance that we had been expecting out of them, so now only 2 players alive. Teabag and Gora are going to be left to pick up the tags. We do have Fear featuring B-Nate's Gamer now on the low ground. 2 kills on the start for them. And laying down those shots on the low ground of Black Market. Gora's got to watch out because he's got 2 players right behind him. His teammate Teabag trying to suppress, I believe it is Crypto and Metro on the inside of this building and trying to get the finish on the Metro. What a laser beam right there. Going to get the finish and the knock. Dynix currently invisible, and he's taking a lot of damage right there. And Gora finds a frag as well. So absolute disaster ensuing, as B-Nate's going to be the only player remaining right here for Fear.
Literally, as we talked about AE struggling, they managed to pick up 3 kills. Also, can we get B-Nate to change the name to Fear B-Nate? It's kind of bothering me that his entire team is Fear, and then he's just B-Nate. Come on. If I was B-Nate, yeah, that's a smart. Oh, he's gonna get killed.
No, he's dead. R.I.P. B-Nates. That's just really unfortunate timing, and that is why you always smoke your airborne. Obviously, he probably didn't have a smoke to work with, but Affiliate Esports probably, if I had to guess, able to get all of their teammates' tags. They are on the revive flight, so it looked like it was going to be a rough start for them. Actually turns out to be a great start, as they've now got all of Black Market to themselves and 4 kills on the board.
Yeah, that's super huge for them. I was gonna say, like, B-Nates needed to go get the tag. It was a good choice to try, but just you hear the drop, you hear the airborne come, you're obviously gonna fly towards the airborne, kill it. So that's just unlucky there. But we do have really everybody's pretty split up. If we check a look, I mean, closest thing we have is probably around this pier area. You have like 2 teams. We also have like Frigid Wasteland, but everyone else pretty split up, so that's what we expected.
We're about to have something between DZ and A, so Team 16 and Team 6. Obviously, a lot of FHJ shots going out over there. Truck going to be blown up in Team A, Team 16. Not any mobility to work with right now. Obviously, the helicopter is banned, so we're not going to see DZ hopping into that. Honestly, if I was to give my personal opinion, I would love to see it just because it'd make things really, really spicy. It does tend to make things more aggressive, but I understand the call as well. So looks like they're going to elect not to take the engagement for the time being. It is going to be a chaotic northern part of the zone, and eventually that eastern part going to get chaotic as well, but still a little bit more time to work with before those eastern teams have to make the rotation, as we do see pretty much all of the northern teams converging at once around this sanitarium area, and they'll all end up in that Black Market space.
Yeah, the map is going towards that southeast kind of the map, as we see all the West Coast people coming in towards, sorry, East Coast players coming in. So did I say southeast? I meant southwest. Man, I'm terrible with these what's it called again? Directions. Directions. Like, yeah, go left. What?
Yeah, we do have DZ inside of Sanitarium. We got BOT rolling up. That was the team that actually squad wiped Wicked Elite. So that's a big elimination off the start. We do have 2 teams taken out so far. As Team 13, whoever that is, has been taken out. I'm not entirely sure who that was. But right now, DZ in a really good spot as they're going to be able to loot up all of Sanitarium. We'll see if BOT can fly on in, maybe make some issues. I believe they had an airborne to work with. And all the players landing in various areas up in that top part of Sanitarium. One player really, really exposed for DZ on the outside as he's trying to run away on the snowboard. Turbo not able to make the shots land right here. And looks like he's going to at least be able to get away. And now it's going to be BOT at Sanitarium by themselves, getting some free loot as well.
I believe Sanitarium got looted by BOT in the beginning. I don't remember exactly which team. So there's probably not much left. But Team 16 kind of going into the zone. They're going to have to move to the zone soon. And at the rate that they're going, they're potentially going to catch up to 16. I mean, meet up with Team 16 going towards the zone. So they might be actually able to shoot Team 16, which is Team A, right in the back. We'll see what happens.
And right now, Aphelion Esports is Gora very, very close to team number 6, or at least one player for team 6. Looks like they were on the high ground, and he's going to hear the explosion right there, trying to figure out where it's coming from, and probably trying to reconnect with his teammate. He's got the ninja ability. That'll allow him to get away pretty quickly right here, not spotting anybody, especially with an AK-47 in hand, so... for the most part, the northern area, not too spicy. We do have BOT with a couple encounters right here. Sniper's starting to come out. Kitsune takes out Tori for Team A. Acer has been knocked, so only 3 players left to clean things up, but Kitsune does get the full squad wipe, and it looks like they're going to be able to get the revive as well. Acer going to stay alive for the time being, and we're going to have to hop on over to Team 14 on the east side of the zone, because that's where things are starting to get really spicy.
Yeah, MSK haven't been doing as well in this showing today, but they are a very strong team as IBAC gets knocked out. Sun does manage to get a kill on MIP, but MIP fighting against Wicked Esports right now.
And so right now, those are the 2 top point getters for the game so far to date. So this is a really big gunfight.
Yeah, Sun has the Locust, doesn't have his Arctic that he typically loves using. So it is look like a 3v3 situation here. So we'll see actually if anyone can try to get this dub here. We'll see who wins the fight. They might even consider just rotating to the zone.
Yeah, we did have, it looks like actually Report for MIP going to go ahead and fly to the top of the windmill. He could be able to hop on down and maybe find a couple of frags. He's actually going to get taken out, so it looks like things not quite going their way. Scope does have 1 kill on the board, but the aggressive approach for Report not going quite the way that they want it. It looks like he actually somehow got the kill on the Sun, if I'm reading the feed correctly. And Scope actually getting sandwiched between a couple of teams as we do have Team 8 making the rotation. And it's going to be MIP completely squad wiped right there, which is going to put Wicked Main very solidly in first place. Although they do already have 2 players knocked out, they're going to be needing to get the revive on these guys if they're going to have a shot at making it 6 games in a row.
Yeah, LDG is going to try to push, as Kublai is the only person remaining in that one building. So we'll see what happens. I do see Church running away towards the zone or towards outside the zone to try to get tagged potentially, but Kublai against 4. I wonder if LDG knows.
I don't think they have any idea that he's inside there, so this could be... If I had to guess, he's probably going to play it safe and just try to wait and see if maybe he can get his teammates tags. If they can get both teammates back in, they're going to be able to set up really well, especially with the help of the airborne. We're going to take a look at Team 7 CYN. Already have 5 kills on the board. They got 1 player knocked in by 15. Oh, I think they just got a full squad wipe. They're going to be able to get the res. 10 kills on the board already for them. That's huge.
That came out of nowhere. Yeah, they look like they were doing really, really well in the beginning, managing to get a lot of kills as your boy BY15, you know. BY15, you know. 3 kills on the board. Headshot struggling with 0 kills, but Frank and Tenzin, both of them, helping out with their own kills. We actually have a few people on the revive fight coming in from the Wicked team. However, I don't know if they'll be able to stretch towards Farm, they probably will be. Knowing them, these are pro players.
Yeah,
They
looks
know how
like
to
Church
strike.
was not able to get called back in, so it's only going to be 3 players remaining for Wicked Main. And we do still have LDG in that surrounding area. They've got 2 kills on the board, all 4 players alive. They're just making the rotation into farm, so not really a whole lot for Kublai to worry about. It seems like Amir might have an idea that there's somebody on that outside area, and honestly, this is a really, really risky move for him, completely separated from his team just to try to get some information. And clean proning in the middle of that field. I think they know there's one Wicked
definitely
Main
know.
player left.
For sure.
But they have no idea where he is.
Yeah, I mean, Kublai is so patient. Like, I have not seen a guy not move at all. Because if he moves a single step, you would hear the footsteps.
Yep.
So, that is so important. They're probably going to wait the zone out to see if someone pushes out.
Ooh,
As we do have Headshot get a kill.
I think they're actually taking a gunfight with the 2 Wicked players that are on the inside of zone right now. So we've actually got Sun on over here. He's on the inside of a building. He's only got a Peacekeeper to work with, but in close range, that's not a bad option. He's got an AS Val right there, but I personally would not recommend using the AS Val in Battle Royale just because it's pretty much useless outside of 10 meters, and most Battle Royale gunfights are going to be at more than 10 meters, so he's still content to loot up. We got Team 15 rolling up as well right here. Infinity, who only got 3 kills on the board, but Trev with a solid start to his game so far. Really good high ground position above Sun, could potentially rain down some shots and maybe end the parade for Oh, I was wrong. Church is back.
Church is back. Yeah.
Everybody's back for Wicked Main. But Sun
But not looking
probably
good.
going to get taken out
all
right
separated.
here. If I had to
Yeah, they're all separated.
He's making the mistake of using the AS Val at range. That's going to give Sun some free information. He's going to do pretty much P damage right there, or P shooter damage, correction. Trying to fly down. If he can close the gap and take the gunfight a little bit closer, he might have a shot, but at that range, the AS Val is just barely going to tickle his feet.
Oh, Sun! Nice kill there. By the way, something to keep note that we didn't see before. I said that like multiple times. Keep note. CYN got knocked out by AE. So Sun also gets killed again. Church gets taken down. Only Kublai is the last one remaining of this team. So potentially speaking, it's gonna be really tough for him to clutch this out. But if he can, they gotta keep the streak alive. We'll see what happens. But there's 4 other team in this area, so not looking too good for them.
And he's got an LDG player snowboarding around him as well. So he's got 84 HP. He's got a med kit he can work with. Iback hasn't died yet, and there's about 45 seconds until the revive flight. So very well could get his teammate back in, and at the same time potentially have a shot at going back and getting the tags. It looks like they're going to like to just go ahead and leave it alone and try to play for zone right now as he actually runs into a tree right there. Calling his teammate back in, he's relatively isolated. So we'll go ahead and take a look at some of the other engagements that we've got going on. Team number 8, LDG, able to get a couple of those crucial kills and now laying down some more shots. 2 kills onto Infinity players. He's actually going to get taken out from behind by Trump. And looks like Infinity will be able to avoid disaster for the time being. 5 kills on the board for them. And they only need to find 1 more player for LDG.
You may have missed this, but Kublai has 26 HP.
Woo! But Sun's back.
Next to a teammate. Yeah. Acer got the kill though, but Sun came back. So Kublai got his job done. So oof, that's gonna be tough. Let's see if.
I mean, Sun's in the sky. He's just trying to play for his teammates' tags right now. We do have a couple Infinity players in the area, or a couple LDG players, but they're actually going to be driving away in the vehicle. We got 1 player for Team 15 to the south right there. I think that's actually going to be Trump, but he's not going to have any eyes, at least for the time being, onto Sun. So Sun probably going to be able to get things called in. The south side of the zone getting very, very messy right here is Hive. Currently in 3rd place for the day, still alive. No kills on the board, but the majority of their points have really come from those placements. And we see the trades going back and forth. It looks like Trump is actually going to get the full squad wipe onto No, there's 1 player left for LDG. And he's going to get taken out, I believe, by another Infinity player. And oh my gosh, absolutely insane on the south side of the zone right now is somehow Wicked Sun still staying alive.
He might even be able to get all the tags
That would be ridiculous.
He got one more. Oh my god.
I think he can get all of them in on the same revive flight as well.
He's not going to be able to get the last one, but Kublai is there long enough, and someone's going to fly back in to get the tag. Oh, no more flights? Dang, Kublai was actually doing really well with 2 kills, but going from 1 player to 3 player, it's going to be huge. They have the chance, but they don't have the good loot. But we do have a lot of people coming in the fight. That's going to be very important.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. 23 people alive in this size zone. BOT finding some big frags. They've got 13 right here. Trump, no HP to work with. He's going to get beamed. And he does have a couple players that were able to get... Oh, all of his teammates actually able to get called back in on the revive flight. So, Infinity not really in a bad spot right now. BOT looking like the front runners for this game as they've got 14 right here. Omega making the rotation on over to the airdrop, so he's going to be able to pick it up. Gets the shotgun in hand, looking to play aggressive. He does have the airborne class. And if he can go ahead and throw that down, they make the rotation to high ground, they can definitely make life difficult for a lot of these teams. We do have Affiliate Esports Deadly, the only player left remaining for the team right here. And he's trying to play things as passively as he possibly can right now, just trying to play for placement.
Yeah, it's not looking too good for him as he's at the edge of the zone. So if he moves, the entire bot team's going to push them. So I don't know if they know exactly where they're at, but Sun did manage to pick up a kill there. So that's actually huge. Huge for that team that basically got their entire team bought back. So.
Yep, they've got a total of 5 kills right here. You can see the people now flying up into the sky. Deadly, obviously not looking to make anybody angry right now. He's just content to sit behind the rock and see how long he can stay alive as we do see Sun and Ibeck making the rotations on in. Shots going in. He actually runs into an obstacle. Unfortunate timing. He's going to get knocked. Wani with the sniper in hand for DZ. Going to find their first frag of the game. So even though they don't have a whole lot to work with on the kill side of things, definitely looking good for placement with 3 players still alive. And now I think Wani's just trying to see as much as he possibly can around the zone with that ninja class. And absolute chaos. 18 people left in the zone this size.
Yeah, and there's still a lot of teams with a lot of players remaining as Bot has 4 teams. As I said, Hive, but Hive got 2 players knocked out. So looking really strong for this Bot team, but can't knock out DZ. And Wicked Church is the last person remaining. So it looks like we are going to get a new champion this game, and it's going to end the streak of this Wicked esport. But again, I mean, who knows? Who knows? Anything's possible. Maybe DZ and what's it called? The other
BOT's got 18 kills and 4 people alive. I don't see anybody stopping them right now personally. Obviously, miracles do happen, and we've got DZ with, like you said, 3 players alive. God's Eye for MSK getting lasered on high ground. Trev going to get taken out by Wani for DZ. It seems like Bot is in complete control. They don't really have a whole lot of cover, so things could go south really, really quickly, but all the other teams are really focused on taking each other out right now, and Bot's just kind of roaming free in the middle of this field right now as they're trying to make their way on into... They can really hold everybody outside of zone for the time being.
By the way, Deadly's probably going to get 2nd place if I had to predict anything.
Probably.
AE is still alive in the edge of the zone. Everyone else is in this building, so if it was AE, he's most likely going to be 2nd place. If I had to predict anyone, the winner of coming out of this area is going to win the game, but AE is going to get 2nd place just because just playing the zone really well.
Ooh, and Church takes out Kitsune right there. MSK is going to get taken out by Zone. Somehow Wicked Main... Oh, I thought he was still alive. He actually just got eliminated by Acer right there. So the win streak does come to an end. And like you said, the winner of that south side of zone was going to be likely the winner of the game. Omega flexing right there. Deadly would like to clutch a 1v3, but things not looking to be in his favor. His shots are getting absolutely beamed into him. And he said, y'all are not getting any kill points on me. I'm going to die to zone right here. BOT with a really big performance in the final game of the day. Well over 20 kills for them. Make it 23 and definitely very much needed in our final game as they finally end the win streak for Wicked Main.
Yeah, we might actually see BOT potentially vault themselves into the top 3 with this because they had how many kills? Looks like a solid 12,
23.
19, 20, 23. Wow. 23 kills. That's a lot of kills. They're going to get 150, 165 points that game. So we might even see them, especially with the elite team not doing as well. Hive actually did pretty well. MIP did okay that game. If we take a look at the final standings for this game, AE, just the fact they got second place is insane. But if we look at the teams, Hive, 7th place. MIP probably got knocked out. Yeah, 13. They're not going to get much points, only 2 kills. And Wicked Elite, 0 kills, last place. Hive only had 5 kills, so we might see a change here. We might actually see one of these teams, BOT, might pop back up.
I've got a feeling BOT is going to finish in top 3 for the day. If I had to guess, for some reason my game glitched out, so I didn't get to see what the final standings were. But obviously a 23 kill win, especially relative to the fact that nobody else in the entire lobby had gotten a win today besides Wicked Main. Definitely good for them. Church staying alive for as long as he did definitely helped them. Not that they really need the points at this point. Like, they could probably not play at all next week and still be in first place, but obviously they still want to try to stack as many points as they possibly can and set themselves up for the last day of the season.
Yeah, I mean, that was still the fact that they did get 3rd place is just insane, because they kept losing players. They were like 1 player left, 1 player left, 1 player left, 1 player left. Just kept calling them back. I was surprised they made a top 10. There was so many times that Kublai almost got knocked out. That's kind of insane.
Yep. But that's going to be it for the gameplay for this week. If you guys do want to keep up with the standings, those will be posted on the Mobile Mayhem Twitter. So hopefully one of the mods will be able to spam that link in chat. Do appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate Hitman helping me with the casting, Andy with the facilitating, and all the players for playing. Hope you guys did enjoy the action. We'll be back next Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I hope to see you guys then. But until then, hope you guys have a fantastic week, a fantastic night. Make sure to spam use code Bob in whoever's chat we raid. And that's going to be it for the stream. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.